Round 2, USA International Speedway in Lakeland, Florida, qualifying underway for our Snead Tombstone Game Farm Street Stock Series. See Peter Therio in the 28. One of the first ones out on track. Let's go for a ride with Peter. So we take a lap around Lakeland. Gets his first green flag lap started. Down into turn 1. See what kind of line he runs. Looks like he's going to wrap the yellow line. Drifted out to the wall on exit. Open up the steering. Down the backstretch. That little wall there can jump out and grab you sometimes as you set up your entry into 3, but he does it nicely. Down to the bottom line. Wraps the bottom again. Out to the wall, and that is a lap around Lakeland. Therio briefly takes the pole. Marker Brake Adam goes second overall. Lots of other cars out on track like Spencer Gray. Have Andrew Floyd, Lucas Huisma, Sully Hans. Richter goes P2 in the 97. What is up, Cody? How are you? Therio's second lap was slower. Sully Hans goes to the top in the 25. Corvette Honda, perfectly confusing. Lucas Huisma first lap at 22.971. About half a hundredth off the pole. See if he can pick it up on lap 2. Second lap slower for Huisma. Second lap slower for Hans. Seems first lap is the time you need to get all you can get. Razor had a bit of a slow lap on the first lap, so his second lap was quicker. But that not the common thing. Looks like the 03, Dante Curtis, gets the pole on his second lap with a 22.883. Nice lap there. Check in on Talon. Talon goes to the top of the board in the 51, a 22.785. Nearly a full tenth quicker than Dante Curtis. That is a heck of a lap. Matt Banky. Also on track, Mike Edwards and Blake Giglio. Banky's first lap clocks in at a 23.59. Giglio's first lap and only lap as he's tagged the wall goes fourth quick overall. Edwards on his first lap. Yeah, top 5 speed in practice. We'll see if he can back it up in Q. .997. Puts him 7th quick. Most drivers not been able to pick up if they were fast on lap 1. Edwards does go slightly faster and gets up to 5th spot. Well done there, Mikey. By 0.003 of a second over Pete Therio, Edwards gets into the top 5 starting spots. Now all we can show you is Blake sitting on pit road and Scott out there in the 85 getting some practice in. Don't have a time set for William Asherbrenner or Dave Hoitzma. Dante, DG in the booth, you got a copy?
Yo, you got me?
Yes, sir. Checking in on you. We don't have the pole sitter hanging out, so I figured we'd come talk second place, see how we're doing out there and what you expect for the race tonight.
Hopefully we run good here in the heat, and it's kind of a handful tonight. I haven't drove these things in a little while. Don't really know what to expect. I haven't raced with these guys much, but hopefully it's a good one.
All right. Well, good luck to you. We'll see if we're talking to you after the heat.
Hope so. Appreciate it, guys.
Dante Curtis in the 03, qualified second. So we get to the heat. First 2 advance automatically. And we will be lining up 3rd through 16th for the heat race here. One heat. We're all learning this on the fly together. It sounded like we were going to have two heats, but they're all lined up in one heat, and the first two advanced. As Sully Hans becomes the pole sitter for the heat race. Waiting on Mike Edwards and Dave Hoitzman to get out on track. We'll have a 14-car one heat to determine starting positions 3 through 16 for the main. Now just Daddy Dave remaining to get out on track. Then we'll run through our starting lineup for the heat. You can probably tell I'm all snotty right now. Apologize to everyone. I can't help it, okay? Daddy Dave not out on track for the heat. This field gets rolling behind our Chevy Pace truck. Burning through our starting lineup really quick. We got Sully Hans on pole, the 25. Blake Giglio in the 16 starts second. Mike Edwards, 14 car starts in third. Peter Therio, the 28 in fourth. Lucas Hoisman, the 07 in fifth. Jay Richter in the 6 starts 6, or 97 starts 6. Wow. Spencer Gray in the 12 starts 7th. Andrew Floyd in the 11 starts 8th. Daniel Lawal in the 23 starts 9th. Matt Benke, the 35 car in 10th. Scott Elston in the 85 starts 11th. Arc Break Adam starts in 12th in the 45. Daddy Dave not out on track. And William Asherbrenner starts the 26 in 14th. Jay thinks Daddy Dave has disconnected. No, he was in practice for a while there. That's how Lucas directly take him out. Pace truck's heading off. We're getting ready for our heat race here at USA International in Lakeland, Florida.
You can't do that. Cheater! Cheater, cheater!
Blake Giglio telling Sully Hans he can do that. I think he jumped the start and went before the green flag waved. Blake Giglio letting him know that is not acceptable. Mike Edwards, Peter Therio. Battle for that third spot. Edwards low, Therio high. 14 and 28, it's like a football score out there. Lucas Hoisman, the 07, joining the football party. Hoitzma gets by Therio. Edwards from 4th to 3rd. Hoitzma 5th to 4th. Therio now has Jay Spark, Jay Richter right in his back bumper. Field's gotten fairly single file. You know, Scott Elston and Matt Benke battle for 10th spot. Archer Brick Adam 12th and Will Asherbrenner lagging behind a bit. Giglio probably not happy with the 25 car the way they started the heat. See if he puts the bumper to the 25 to give him a little displeasure. Only be fitting in a car with that paint scheme. Giglio brushing the wall as they head into one. Asherbrenner's crashed the 26. Got the toe in just before bringing out the caution. Nice sportsmanship there from the 26. Giglio's still right on the back bumper of the 25. The rest of the field kind of spread out. It's really the only action is the front four here. Giglio seems to be trying to figure out a way by the 25. Mine's a little bit wider on corner entry. Giglio's entering a little bit more shallow. It's going to push Giglio up off the corner towards the wall. Really has to check up on corner entry there not to get into the back of the 25. We're side by side for third. Hoyt's gotten to the inside of Mike Edwards. Corvette, a Camaro, and then a Camaro and Trans Am in the top 4. Hoytsma clears Edwards. He'll take over third. Final lap of our 10-lap heat race to determine our starting spots for the main. Let's see if Blake lets the 25 get away with the jump or not. Little bit of a bumper to the 25, but not enough. Sully Hans will win the heat. Giglio's second. Lucas Hoytsma. They crash into one. Fortunately, they don't have to go to backup cars. Just Daniel Llewellyn riding the wall through there. Edwards gets fourth in the heat. Dario fifth.
What are you talking about?
The 25 jumped to start.
He went before the green on the initial start there.
Yeah, I think I should get my point.
Yeah, I did. I thought it was on the restart zone. I thought it was on the restart zone. I read the rule book, but if that's not, if that's like a heat race thing, I don't even know.
The entire league is on green on initial start.
Initial starts are on the flagman. It says it in the rule book. Restarts, you have after the truck leaves the racing surface.
Correct.
So, we will look at that. I mean, I'll tell you right now, I went before the green. So.
Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt.
Well, Bob, we'll look at that. I'm going to look at the, like, where you finished in that. So.
He won.
Right. Well, then you won't be getting bonus points.
Thank you, Corey.
Sounds good.
So we were listening to all of that. That was
Cheater.
entertaining. Good times. All right, here we go. Starting lineup presented by our friends at Labor 12. Awesome rock band out of Lubbock, Texas. Good friends of ours. We're going to roll through our starting lineup here. So we get to our main event, 50-lap feature. Talon Smith in the 51 starts as the pole sitter. Dante Curtis in the 03 rolls off second. Sully Hans, as you heard all of that conversation going on about jumping the start. Sully will start third. Blake Giglio fourth. Lucas Hoytsma in fifth. Mike Edwards starts sixth. Peter Therio in seventh. Jay Richter eighth. Spencer Gray in ninth. Andrew Floyd starting from the pits in the 11th. Daniel Llewellyn will start 11th. Sky Elson will start 12th. Adam Crozier 13th. Matt Benke 14th. Will Asherbrenner 15th. And it seems Daddy Dave wasn't able to get his car out on track. So 15 of our 16 registered out there on the grid. We'll give you about half a lap more of Labor 12 as we watch the field roll around. Bit of a blink from the 03 of Curtis. I like that paint scheme, those very, very short track styles. I'm digging it. Alright, check out that Labor 12 music on Spotify, iTunes, wherever people get music these days. It needs to be a thing, doesn't it, Gory? Green flag's out in the air. 50-lap feature here. The short track in Lakeland, Florida. These two no strangers to the front. Talon Smith, Dante Curtis, still side by side. But is it too late to go to Dega? Oh gosh. Talon Smith finally clears for the lead. Curtis held on almost the entire first lap. Now the 25, Sully Hans inside Dante Curtis. Blake Giglio trying to get into the bottom lane behind teammate Lucas Huisman is able to do so. They're going to kind of keep Dante Curtis off the bottom. Huisman sliding it in there. Huisman's car was dead sideways to stay inside the 03. Curtis, I thought he was going to get down in front of Giglio, but slides up the hill on corner entry, gives the bottom back up to Giglio. Dario looking to move in, keep the 03 sliding backwards. Has to be frustrating for Curtis. Second quickest car in the field, but dropping back, stuck on the outside lane. Maybe put up too much of a fight with Talon Smith early on. And Dario is able to keep the 03 of Curtis off the bottom lane. So that inside freight train rolls on. Curtis finally able to get to the bottom ahead of Mike Edwards. Huisma had a bit of a moment off of turn 4 there. Back in and kicked out on him. Able to keep that CTC Race Network machine tucked in behind the 25 of Sully Hans. Chase Bart, a little bit of an issue off turn 4. Oh, 25, Sully Hans way up the track. Lucas Huisma takes advantage, takes the second spot. Giglio's trying to move up to third. Dario's going to try to do what they did to Curtis, get to the inside, keep him up off the bottom. That'll move Dario to fourth. And you see the 03 of Curtis already moved to the bottom, ready to take advantage. Curtis was earlier the one that got freight trained. Now they're going to try to put the same moves on the 25 of Hans. Top 3 have gotten clear. Now Dario able to clear Hans. Curtis keeps Hans off the bottom. Edwards trying to do the same in the 14. By the time it's all said and done, Hans could be all the way back to 7th from 2nd after one mistake. Behind them you have Jay Richter and Spencer Gray battling. It's for the 8th spot. Jay Richter's car looks like it's right out of the Aurora Borealis. Spencer Gray bounces it off the fence. You have Banky and Trejour battling. It's not live broadcast on YouTube. We'll post it on YouTube later though. How are you, Mr. Altoona? Hope you're doing well. And thank you, Cody, for helping out. Is the 16 of Giglio bouncing off the fence. It allows the 28 to the inside. Dario gets in there, gets a little bit of door-to-door contact. Great job by Dario and Giglio to not wreck the race cars. Well, that's going to ship Giglio back as the freight train comes to the inside. Curtis paying everybody back for hanging him out on the outside. Now Giglio's hung out there. Edwards right on his tail, trying to keep Giglio stuck on the high side. Oh, Blake Giglio gets pushed head-on into the outside wall. That 16 car hit a ton. Looks like he is already alt F4'd as I tried to catch up with him wrecking. Blake Giglio quickly out of the session. Dario up to 3rd. Curtis now 4th. Edwards 5th. Sully Hans 6th. What up, Ellis? How are you, my friend? It's a good scrap from 3rd to 6th. These 4 cars locked in together. Any one of them makes an error, they're going to be up on the high side getting freight trained. And staff. Talon Smith out in front. "37 laps to go. If you hadn't caught up on what the Wheelman series is about, Both the dirt street stocks and the asphalt street stocks ran the same track this week. Obviously, the dirt street stocks on the dirt-covered USA Speedway, and our asphalt street stocks tonight. Any driver that competed in both races gets an extra 10 bonus points, so that's fun. Talon leads in the 51. Hoytsma trying to run him down. About a half second back. Then there's Therio battling Curtis. Curtis has gotten Therio up off the bottom. Edwards trying to get caught up so he can keep the 28 car off the bottom. Typical short track racing, the preferred line right around that bottom. Therio was smart. He would get down in front while he can ahead of Edwards instead of losing 3 spots. He wants to fight back on the outside of Curtis. That's probably going to end up costing him 2 extra spots. Because now Edwards is caught up. There's no room to get in behind Curtis. Edwards, the nose of that Camaro, fills the gap behind the 03. Therio is actually doing a decent job hanging on that outside line, not losing a ton of time. I think it's going to be all for naught in the end. Edwards now gets to the inside of Therio. That is for the 4th spot. Edwards gets some clear here off the corner. He does. He can move up to the wall, get corner entry into 3. As Sully Hans keeps Therio up off the bottom. That Honda-sponsored Corvette. One of the most confusing things I've ever seen. Hans a big slide in there in front of Therio. A little bit of contact. Great job hanging onto the race car, but Therio's going to get back to Hans's inside. Unable to keep it there, though. Hans drives it in deep and hangs on to the 5th spot. Talon Smith still out in front, now almost a full second over Lucas Hoytsma. Dante Curtis in 3rd. Mike Edwards 4th. Sully Hans, Peter Therio, Jay Richter, Spencer Gray, Scott Elston, Daniel Llewellyn, Matt Benke, Adam Crozier, Andrew Floyd, William Asherbrenner. Everyone's still in the lead lap so far. Smith out front. Hoytsma almost a full second back. Not used to seeing that happen to Hoytsma. Normally he's the guy doing it to people. I'll take Curtis in 3rd. Love how that car looks. Just has a great short track look to it. Have to give it this painter. Let him know. It's a good one. Oh, contact between Sully Hans and Peter Therio pushes Hans way up the track. Therio takes the spot. Let's see if there's any after effects of that. You move someone out the way, they pretty much have the right to move you back. It's not a written rule, but it's definitely a spirit of short track racing. So we'll see if Hans is able to get back to the back bumper of the 28. "16 cars started this one. Only Giglio out of the race as he got turned head on to the outside wall. So we hit halfway. 25 down, 25 to go. We're watching the battle for the 5th spot. Most other battles largely spread out, although you have Jay Richter and Spencer Gray still in close proximity. Those are the 2 best battles on the track, the one for 5th and the one for 7th. Talon's starting to catch Will Asherbrenner. Will be the first car to put a lap down. Tire's not falling off a whole lot. Leader's best lap's at 22.95. Last lap of 23.20, so minimal. Maybe a quarter second to fall off. Picking on Lucas. Now almost 2 seconds back. Dante Curtis is actually reeling him in from that third spot. Mike Edwards in fourth. Therio is fifth. Sully Hans is falling back a bit in the sixth spot. Jay Richter and Spencer Gray still nose to tail. Still our closest battle on track as these two on screen. Spark a slide coming out of turn 2. Well, Asherbrenner has fallen off the lead lap. Finds himself between leader Smith and second place Hoytsma now. $19 to go. So far caution free. One incident that didn't bring out a caution. Blake Giglio hard into the outside wall. Did not get turned around backwards though, so it didn't trigger the yellow. There's Edwards in the fourth spot. Low gains Cave RP for screen printing on that car. See Shrek on the back bumper. I put that there for him for a little Easter egg since he's a big Shrek fan. Therio in the 28. No bucks. Wonder if he doesn't like deer. Llewellyn hands full with the 11 of Andrew Floyd. Matt Benke's been able to get around into the top 10. Curtis reeling in Hoytsma with 16 to go. I don't think Curtis has time to get to Talon Smith, but a battle shaping up for that second spot. It's down under a half second. Jay Richter, Spencer Gray still battling the 97 and 12. Whole race have been together. And Llewellyn has Andrew Floyd to contend with. Floyd looks like he cut Llewellyn a break there. Llewellyn came right across his nose. And they are about to go a lap down to race leader Talon Smith. Probably hoping for a caution. So they can make up the 22 seconds it takes to get back to the leader. Fall off starting to accelerate now, seeing about a half second difference from best lap to current lap for most drivers. Dante Curtis is an exception. He's only fallen off 4/10, so I think he's been saving. 13 to go. He'll probably put up a good fight with Hoytsma, but without a yellow, I don't think he'll get to Talon Smith out front. Mike Edwards reeling these two in as well. That 14th spot, or 14 car in the fourth spot. This 3-car battle for the last spot in the top 10. Matt Benke, Daniel Llewellyn, and the 11 of Andrew Floyd. Floyd way up the hill in the 11. That's going to allow race leader Talon Smith to lap him. Now we have 3 cars off the lead lap. Technically 4 with the Giglio machine being retired from the race. Find the distance back to Hoytsma is pretty significant. Almost 3 full seconds. Hoytsma locked in his own battle with the 03 of Dante Curtis. Right on board with the 03. Now I know who his painter was. Looks like Llewellyn had a mistake and allowed Andrew Floyd by for 11th. So we watch this battle for second. Laps winding down quickly as we've been caution free this entire race so far. Wallen almost into the wall coming off turn number 4 as his teammate Lucas Hoyser trying to lap him. Curtis applying the pressure. GG80, thank you for the follow, appreciate it. Welcome on in. 7 laps to go from Lakeland, Florida. So we watch Curtis trying to put the moves on Lucas Hoytsma. Talon while leading. Out here dropping a follow. That's how you know he's got quite the advantage. Thank you for the follow and good luck on your final 6 laps. So we watch the battle for second where the fun is. It's like Hans and Richter suddenly nose to tail. Hans falling back in the 25. He's fallen into the clutches of the 97 and the 12 with 5 to go. A couple battles to keep our eye on now. Battle for third and the battle for sixth and the battle for second. Don't know which one to watch. Three laps to go. Curtis just not finding any kind of opportunity right now to pass Lucas Hoytsma. Right on the back bumper of the 07. Just so hard to pass. Probably needs to kind of enter high and try to exit low, get to his inside. Easier said than done. So Hoytsma's keeping it well to the bottom off the corner. A white flag in the air for Talon Smith. Talon's not had much competition this race. A little bit at the start of the race and kind of settled in and took off. 3 seconds the margin over Lucas Hoytsma. Talon Smith wins at Lakeland, Florida. Lucas is going to bring it home second. Dante Curtis third. Mike Edwards fourth. Peter Theriot across the line fifth. Jay Richter, he's in the grass. He's going to come across the line sixth. Sully Hans picks up seventh at the last second. Spencer Gray in eighth. Scott Elston ninth. Andrew Floyd lap down in 10th. Llewellyn 11th. Adam 12th. William Asherbrenner 13th. Matt Benke 14th. Blake Giglio out of the race in 15th. And Daddy Dave never got to start. Let's go get our interviews from our top 3. If you guys could get to the waiting room, please, and thank you. We'll start with Curtis since he's already down there. Just to figure out where the broadcast room went. I'm so confused right now. Dante Curtis, DG in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. Got you.
Well, we brought it home third tonight. Looked like a relatively clean race out there. You got freight trained early on, lost a bunch of track position, had to work hard to get it back, but brought it home in third at the battle there with Hoytsma. What did you maybe need to get up there with the other 2 folks?
You said it. I just needed a bunch of track position there. We were in a good spot qualifying second, but just happened to pass 4 or 5 cars was just too much, especially with no yellow there at the end, and I'd burnt my stuff up there at the end trying to catch them guys. So all in all, could have used a yellow there, but we'll take it.
10-4, third place finish. You got those friends, family, and sponsor shout-outs tonight.
Yeah, I just got to thank Duke Matthews Racing, Circuit World, Dante Curtis Designs, all the guys back at DCD Racing. Yep, that's about it.
10-4, congrats on that third place run tonight. We appreciate you, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you guys, appreciate you.
Dante Curtis bringing it home P3 tonight. Let's see if we can track down the Lucas Hoytsman machine. There's a Lucas. How are you, my friend?
Yo, yo.
Well, it looked like it was a lot of fun out there. You had a hell of a challenge holding off Dante Curtis. Able to bring it home second tonight. How did it feel out on track?
Well, that was a long 50 laps. These things are a handful here at USA, but I had a ton of fun. It was fun racing Dante Curtis there at the end, but my man Talon was just gone. I mean, I I mean, I felt like I had a pretty good handle of the thing, but he still put over 3 seconds on us. So I don't know what he was doing. It was all the long run speed, really. I mean, I was sitting about half a second there for about 10 laps, and then he just started driving away. But yeah, it was a really fun night.
I mean, that AK has to be for a reason, right?
Yeah. I got some work to do in these street stocks, especially.
Yeah, it's weird to see someone else put a big gap on you. So I don't know. I had to feel kind of awkward.
Yeah, I could feel all the eyes on me. If that makes any sense.
All right. Well, sometimes it's fun to see you get knocked down a peg. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, I feel you. I feel you.
All right, bud. Well, glad to see you getting out there and mixing up with the guys when you're not broadcasting, and we appreciate you, my friend. You got those friends, family, sponsor shout-outs tonight?
Yeah, just shout out to you for doing the broadcasting, Adam for doing this. Love this series, and everybody showed up tonight. It was fun doing this Wheelman series too with the street stocks, and yeah, that's about it.
Perfect. All right, sir. Get out of here. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday night, and we'll see you tomorrow.
You too. Thank you.
I'll get out of your channel. Don't worry. I was hanging out on Lucas's channel for that interview. Did we get Talon into the booth? I don't see him anywhere. Talon, are you still hanging out in the Discord? If so, or in the Twitch chat. If so, get to the Discord quickly. We'll get you a quick interview in for the win here. His mic's not working. Okay. Well, give me your friends, family shout-outs. It's all right. All right. I'll let your car be a highlight in the background while we do our final results and let you say what you want to say. I'll read it out on the stream since your mic's not working. Final results from Lakeland, Florida. Talon Smith with the win, Lucas Hoytsman, Dante Curtis, Mike Edwards, Peter Therio, your top 5, then Jay Richter, Sully Hahn, Spencer Gray, Scott Elson, and Andrew Floyd. And our page 2, Daniela Wallen, Adam Crozier, William Asherbranner, Matt Benke, Blake Giglio, and Dave Hoytsman. Dave didn't quite get the car out on track for the main event, but he was out there in practice. Hope you guys enjoyed that broadcast. We have to say this has been iRacing.com. Head on over there, pick up this track at these cars, come race with us. And we got our message from our winner. It says, thanks to Nathan Harper for showing us the league and letting them put on a show. There you go. Not a problem. And glad to have you. Congrats on the victory. And we'll see you next week. Let's go ahead and plug our sponsors so we can get on out of here, pay the bills. We got 911 Fleet Services doing our Cup Series on Wednesday. Cave City Roleplay does our Thursday night truck series. Check them out, discord.gg/caverp. Fort Worth Screen Printing does our Tuesday night Xfinity series. We have the FSM Customs doing our IMSA series. They do button boxes and custom setups for your physical rigs. Golden Eagle Syrup does the Super Speedway series on Friday. Appreciate them. Light of My Life Candles. They give away a candle every Tuesday during the Xfinity series, so come on back if you want to win a free candle. M9 Performance does the setups for the modified series on Tuesday night. Snead Tombstone Game Farm does this Street Stock series you just watched. Spit and Venom Podcast, the ARCA series on Monday, and the 1023graphics.com Dirt Street Stock Tour on Tuesday. Thank you for everyone who helps pay the bills. Thank you to all the admins that help the series run. And thank you to each and every one of you watching tonight. It's for folks like you that we can actually keep doing this. So we appreciate each and every one of you. Go check out all of our awesome sponsors. Make them happy. We appreciate you all. And thank you. Thank you again. appreciate everyone running tonight. And we'll see you in the next week. I'll be back on this series in 3 weeks. We're doing an alternating schedule with Wild Horse and with CTC Race Network so that no one has to spend all their Sundays doing this. So it's nice to get it spread out. Appreciate Lucas and Trenton for jumping in with that and helping it be an easy job for all of us. So yeah, appreciate each and every one of you in the Sidewinder community. Thank you all so much for being here tonight. If you're over on the YouTube, don't forget to hit that subscribe and turn on the notifications. That helps us out immensely with the numbers, and that helps with the sponsors. So appreciate you all. Thank you so much. Have a great night, and bye-bye.